Hello there everyone and welcome to our Simply Scientific release in November 2022. In this release we have lots of beautiful goodies. We have some stamp sets as well as some coordinating items in the 6x8 size, the 4x6 and also the 2x3. We also have a few layering stencil sets. As well as that, we have some 3D embossing folders, which are standalone, as well as some that have coordinating items too. Last but not least, we also have some standalone dies. First up, we have Ambridge Rose. So in this collection, you can see that we have a number of different items. We first have a 6x8 stamp set. This includes lots of beautiful outline images, as well as some beautiful sentiments. As well as the stamp set, we also have the coordinating die set available, and that is going to cut out all of the elements that you can see on the stamp set. As well as that, we also have a simple colouring stencil. So this stencil set includes 4 6x6 stencils, which includes various different layers to add onto the stamped image. This would work by itself, but it works perfectly with the stamp set. You can see that we do have the layering guide for the stencil set within the stencil packaging. We also have a beautiful 3D embossing folder within this collection. This is Ambridge Rose, and this is a complementary 3D embossing folder which will work with the collection to give a beautiful result. All of these products would work perfectly together and will make some beautiful projects for any kind of occasion. Next up, we have botanical illustrations. Now in this 6x8 stamp set, we have a number of beautiful illustrations as well as some really great sentiments as well. If I open up the packaging, you can see that we do have inspiration within the stamp packaging, so you can kind of get creating with this straight away. As well as the stamp set, we also have the coordinating die set available, and that is going to cut around all of the elements that we have in the stamp set. As well as that, we also have a simple colouring stencil set. Now in here, you're going to get 4 different 6x6 stencils, and they each have different layers for either the leaves or the flowers within the stamp set. You can see if I open up the packaging, we do have the layering guide within the little stencil set, so that's going to enable you quickly and easily to add colour to those images just using a little ink blending. Next up, we have Dancing Sunflowers. So this is a 6x8 stamp set. You can see that we do have 2 large images as well as some leaves and a couple of different sentiments too. If I open up the packaging, you can see that we do have some inspiration for cards inside there as well. As well as the stamp set, we also have the coordinating die set available. So that's going to cut out those 2 large images as well as the 2 smaller leaf clusters. As well as that, we also have a simple colouring stencil set. Now this is a large one, so we have 6 6x6 stencils which have various different layers for the images that you find on the stamp set. When I open up the packaging, you can see that we do have the layering guide for the 2 large images within the packaging as well. A great one to use for all different occasions, and we are sure you're going to love it. Next up, we have chemistry vases or vases, whichever you would like to pronounce. And we do have a 6x8 stamp set in this one. We have a number of different layers for each of the little vases or test tubes in there. There are also some different kind of markings that you can place on the bottles too. And you can see that we do have the layering guide within the packaging, so you can easily pop them together. We also have the coordinating die set available, which is going to cut out all of the images that we have on the stamp set. We also have a simple colouring stencil set as well, and that is going to enable you to add some liquid inside of those little beakers. Next up, we have Acts of Kindness. Now this is a 4x6 stamp set, and you can see that we have a number of different sentiments on here. They all revolve around kindness and how it's good to be kind. So we are sure that you're going to love adding these onto all of your card projects. Next up, we have a Layered Lily add-on. Now this is a 2x3 stamp set as well as the coordinating die set. Now, this little stamp and die set would work perfectly with the previously released Layered Lily stamp and die set. although this would still work perfectly on its own for beautiful cards and even gift tags. Next up, we have rose buds. So here we have a layering stencil set. This includes 2 6x6 stencils. You can see that if I flip this around, that we do have the layering guide for those 2 flowers just on the back side of the packaging there. As well as that, we also have the coordinating die set. So this is going to mean that you're going to be able to cut out those 2 images really and quickly and easily to use them on all of your projects. Next up, we have beautiful Baroque stencil set. So in this stencil set, we do have 3 6x6 stencils. Now, all of these kind of fit within each other to create this beautiful design. You can see that we do have the layering guide within the packaging, so you can quickly and easily pop this together for a really beautiful background. Next up, we have buried cotton ester, and this is a layering stencil set. You can see that we have 4 different stencils in here. All are different. These will work perfectly by themselves. We do have the layering guide within the packaging, but this will also work perfectly with the previously released 3D embossing folder, which was the buried cotton ester. A great one to use for all different occasions, and we are sure this is going to make some beautiful holiday cards. Next up, we have a banner day. So first up in the collection, we do have this 3D embossing folder. Now this is a 6x6 3D embossing folder, which features a beautiful banner as well as some foliage popping on the outside edge. As well as the 3D embossing folder, we also have the coordinating die set available. And you can see that that's going to cut around that banner image as well as the foliage at the top. As well as that, we also have the simple colouring stencil set. Now this stencil set includes 2 6x6 stencils. You can see that if I pop this around, we do have the layering guide for the image right on the back of the stencil packaging. Next up, we have a pine forest. So in this collection, first up, we have a 3D embossing folder, which includes lots of beautiful texturized leaves. If I turn the packaging over, you can see the kind of look that you're going to get when you do emboss this into some cardstock. As well as that, we also have a stencil set. So this stencil set includes 3 different stencils for various kind of layers on the 3D embossing folder. If I open up the packaging, you can see that we do have the layering guide for this on the inside. This is really easy to pop together with that 3D embossing folder. You could also use these on their own. Next up, we have Daffodil Delight. Now this is a 6x6 3D embossing folder. Now this will work perfectly with the previously released Daffodil Delight Build a Garden set. So you would be able to use the stencil from that on this embossing folder to colour it quickly and easily. You could also use the embossed image just as it is for a perfect background. Next up, we have Rose Bellevue 6x6 embossing folder. So this again is a 3D embossing folder, so it kind of shows different layers and amounts of texture on this image. It is a beautiful image of a close-up rose with some leaves in the background. This one would make a beautiful background just as it is, or use your favorite coloring mediums to color the image. Next up, we have Modern Lines. Again, this is a 6x6 3D embossing folder. We have this beautiful geometric kind of print on this one here. It would make a beautiful all over background, or you could cut out various parts of this to use as focal elements on all of your card making projects. Next up, we have another 3D embossing folder. This is the beautiful daisy tiles. You can see that we have this beautiful kind of tiled effect on a all over 6x6 background for this one. We have various different levels of embossing on this one here to create that beautiful 3D effect. And we are sure this would work for all different types of cards. Next up, we have hexagon blocks. Again, another beautiful 3D embossing folder, which is a 6x6. We have that all over background effect on this one. As this is geometric, this would work for all different occasions and all different styles of cards. And we are sure that you're going to have so much fun adding this into your handmade projects. Next up, we have shattered cubes. Now this is a beautiful 3D embossing folder, again 6x6. Now this embossing folder here will work perfectly with our previously released shattered cubes layering stencil set. But this would also work as a standalone product in its own light to create a beautiful background. Next up, we have a dotted geo cover die. Now this would work perfectly on the front of an A2 card base, and what it's going to do is actually going to pierce some dots into a card panel to create this beautiful design. Now it won't cut it out, so you can use this on a bigger style project. Next up, we have another cover die. This is the radial circles cover die. This one will cut out that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 around the outside edge, and also have these number of different circles that you could also use on different projects. Last but not least, we also have a beautiful sentiment die. This is the fancy Miss You die. You can see that we have the Miss and You on here. This is a really beautiful one that would work for all different projects. So that is all that we have in this release. We really do hope that you've spotted something in here that inspires you and makes you want to create something beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.